The Pink Pulpits Podcast, the gospel according to her. The Pink Pulpits Podcast explores the living, learning, and leading of women in the 21st century. How does the modern woman handle the world the gospel way? This podcast is for women in ministry, women surrounded by ministry, and so many more. Join us weekly on Saturdays at 6 p.m. for the Pink Pulpits Podcast, the gospel according to her.
Hello, everybody. This is Lady Nicole Green, and welcome to 2025. Can you believe it? It's 2025. 2025, when we used to see 2025, it used to be a futuristic year that we thought that cars would be floating, that it would be this new space age. We would be in a new stratosphere. We wouldn't even be walking on the ground anymore. Anybody remember that? Now, I'm not that old, but from some of us that have been in the game for a minute, 2025 seemed like something that was just so far away. And here you are in the middle of 2025. You're at the top of it, you guys. And welcome. I'm excited. I'm excited for this year. I'm excited for this community. I'm excited for this podcast. I know that there's going to be so many great things that are going to emerge and come out of our conversations together, some guests that I'll be having. But this is a community, you guys. And if you're new to our community, welcome. Will you hit me? I want first subscribe, but then I want you to text me, DM me, hit us up on all of our platforms and let me know who you are, where you're calling, where you're watching from, because I'm going to start having you call in too. It's going to be a whole situation. But I want to know who you are. I want to know where you are watching from, where you're listening from, and let's really connect on a different level this year. If you didn't have a chance to kind of watch our conversation or listen to our conversations last year, go back and check us out and then catch up, because this year is going to be amazing. I cannot wait for you to experience our community this year. And I'm going to faith coach you this year. I am getting ready to be that good God girlfriend that you need. I got a new book that's coming out. I'm excited and I cannot wait to share with you, for you to share with me, and for this to be your pulpit. You know, I know we're all in our different pulpits of life, but this is your pulpit. And we're getting ready to really tap into some deep places, celebrate, and really hold each other accountable different. So welcome everyone to the Pink Pulpit Podcast. And thank you all for being here. Thank you for sharing your life and sharing these few minutes with me. This is the gospel according to her. And I am your host throughout this wonderful time. We're doing more than just talking. We're doing more than you just listening. But this is a gathering of a community of women that are ready to share their faith, ready to uplift and inspire, but also ready to show what we're doing in our pulpits, whether it be the pulpit of ministry, the pulpit of marriage, the pulpit of the marketplace, whatever pulpit you are in your life. I want you to be loud. I want you to stand boldly, and let's go after 2025 in a great brand new way. But it's always the gospel according to her. This isn't just a podcast episode today. This is getting ready to be a setup for what I believe is a great new year. And I want you to be unapologetic this year. And I want you to laugh. I want you to learn. And I want you to lean in a bigger way this year. So, the Pink Pulpit Podcast, every Saturday, 6 p.m. Join me and let's dive in. I know, starting at the top of the year, you're hearing people make resolutions. You're hearing people do vision boards. You're hearing all of these grander acts to activate something in their lives, to set them up for forward movement, to give them momentum, and to ensure that they really accomplish some major new things in this year. And today's episode will be a little of that, but I want this not to be just you doing. I want you to really set a mind stance of new year, just new year. And then I got just a few things I'm going to say. I want you to expect, pursue, and step into the new. Expect, pursue, and step into the new. This is a new year. I want you to hit the button and say new. That's right. New year, new you. You get to show up different this year. You get to show up in a brand new way. And don't bring in the old. Don't bring in the heaviness of what I didn't, what I shoulda, woulda, coulda. Clear your slate and let's start. New year, new you. Expect, pursue, and step into the new. We've heard of that phrase, new year, new you, right? But how do we turn the promise of a new year into purpose? I want to welcome you back to the Pink Pulpit podcast, where we will bring real talk for women who are ready to lead, grow, and thrive. And remember, we're talking about marketplace, we're talking about ministry, and this year we're going to be talking about mentoring. I got some programs. We're getting ready to do women in ministry, and it's going to be this program for those that know you have a call. And we're going to be diving in to really understanding what new you in this new year really looks like. This isn't about resolutions, it's about revelation. Can you just say that with me? I'm not talking about resolutions this year. I'm talking about revelation. It's about making this year count for your calling. And that is what we're getting ready to deal with and dive into the entire year. Let's embrace this season of a fresh start with faith, focus, and fire. Now, I'm going to talk to you about last year. There was this lady that I was talking to. She entered January with a heart full of dreams, but also a mind weighed down by doubt. And she had a vision to start her own consulting business, but fear whispered, "What if you fail? What if what you try to do doesn't manifest?" So she hesitated, but mid-year came and something in her shifted. She attended a women's conference like No More Silly Women coming to you regionally this year, where one message changed everything. And I want you to listen to this. God doesn't call the equipped, he equips the called. I want that to be your mantra this entire year. That you are looking at sometimes deficiencies or what I don't have or what I can't really do physically or financially. And what I want you to hear from me today as you start this new year, God doesn't call the equipped, he equips the called. And with a renewed mindset, I want you to take the first step in this new year. And by December, you will be not surviving, but you'll be thriving in your God-given purpose, and you will be dominating your pulpit, and you will be transcending the spaces in which you are called to dwell. Now, her story, my prayer, puts you in a mindset of expecting God to move and pursuing his plan boldly and stepping into what lies ahead with courage in this new. This is the kind of transformation of a new year that can bring new elevation and new activations in your life. So what I want you to decide is there going to be several points that will set you up for you to be able to walk in this new of expecting, pursuing, and stepping into it. You've got to expect God to move. This entire year, you've got to decide God is going to move for me. I've activated my faith. I've activated acting in faith because faith without works is dead. And the Bible says in Isaiah 43:18-19, forget the former things. Do not dwell on
Enjoying
the
the Pink
past.
Pulpits podcast?
See,
Be
I
sure
am
to like and
doing a
follow
new
us on
thing.
Spotify at Pink Pulpits
Expectation is
Podcast.
the seed
Subscribe to
of
our
faith.
YouTube at Pink
To
Pulpits
walk into a
Podcast.
new
Like
year
and save
with
our
precision,
website
with
at
power, you have to
pinkpulpits.org
believe
and
that
get our
God
amazing No More
is
Silly Women app
working
to
on
get
your
all updates
behalf.
on the Pink
Plain and
Pulpits
simple,
Podcast. And
God
remember,
is
it's the
going
gospel
to move.
according to her.
Release past disappointments and focus on God is going to move. He has promises, He has plans, and there's a prophecy over my life. God is going to move. And I want you to decide that you're going to write the vision. This year, we're going to be writing because we're going to be manifesting, and we're getting ready to be fully immersed in this newness. And I'm not going to get old in it. I'm not going to just go through the motions, but I am going to take an area of my life and expect God to move. I'm going to write the 3 ways that I want God to move, pray over it daily, and then I'm going to put 2 things that I'm going to do as I partner with God in Him moving in my life. 2, I want you to pursue that plan boldly. I want you to understand that you've got to move. You've got to do what you know. And the more you do what you know, the more you'll know what to do. Yeah. Because I don't want this to be a year where you're trying to figure it all out. I just need for you to move boldly and pursue the plan of God. Once you write it, pursue it, do it. And the Bible says in James 2:17, faith without works is dead. So, what are you pursuing this year? Is it the aligned plan of purpose that God has established for your life? Don't just go about it. I want you to be about it. And ask yourself, how can I honor God by how I activate and walk in the plan? Now, here comes the vision board part. Because this year is the first year that I didn't do the vision board the way that I normally do it. And I did see what a vision board really does. It helps you reflect. It positions you, and your spiritual and personal and professional goals are what should be on there. So, what are your spiritual goals for this year? What are your personal goals for this year? And what are your professional goals for this year? I want you to include scriptures and affirmations. That's what I call our faith confessions. And I want you to keep this plan focused before you. I want you to go through all the motions, cutting out, writing down, and then I want you, after you finished it, put it up and then take a picture in your phone so that you keep it before you daily. Every day, I want you to visualize and keep seeing what you're believing for and what you're activating in this new. And then I want you to step into what lies ahead with courage. Do it and do not be afraid. I know you hear people say, do it afraid. Not this time. I don't even want you being afraid to be even a part of the equation. Remember, God's going to move. So I don't have to be afraid because He's going to move for me. The Bible says in Joshua 1:9, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. God is going to move. Walk into this new season, this new year, this new you, and I want you to do it with bravery. When I think about the story I told you at the top of our podcast, the proof is you have to take the step. It may be the hardest step, but I want you to take it. And I want you to do it, and you're not going to be afraid. I know it's cliche and it's fun to say, do it afraid. No, you're going to do it, but you're doing it with God. You're doing it with the one that said he promised you an outcome of victory, an outcome of it working for you, an outcome of it coming to pass. God is going to move. Can you hear that? That has got to be your mantra all year long. God's going to move. I don't know how. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I know he's going to move. And then I want you to know that it's going to be the most powerful thing you do because you're doing it and you're not allowing anything to keep you from moving because you know every step you take, God is in it with you, and you're going further into the new. Trust God has already prepared the way. Trust that God has already ensured that everything you need is going to be there when you get there. I need you to really get this with me today. The power of the new year is not the calendar. It is that the Creator who made you for such a time as this. I know you're in this moment for this time. You're the answer. You're the solution. You're the hope. You're the fix. You are exactly in this space in time and expect God to move. Pursue his plan. Step into what lies ahead with courage, tenacity, and faith. The pulpit of life is yours to lead, but I want you to lead it in faith. I want you to lead it fearlessly. I want you to lead it ferociously. I want you to lead it whether you're in the boardroom, in the church, if you're in the classroom, if you're in the courtroom, if you are desiring to be in the courtroom, expect God to move. If you're going after medical school, expect God to move. If you're going after taking your company from being in your front living room to now being in a space, a co-working space, move, make the leap. Let's make this year one of real lasting change, not doing what we've always done and ending the year, starting the year, ending the year, starting. No, make this a year of lasting change. Make this the year that the new becomes permanent. The new isn't just a word that's three letters, but it is a permanent fixture in my life that I am going from faith to faith and from glory to glory. And God is moving on my behalf. He is making crooked places straight. He's causing winding roads to now become perpendicular with his plan. This is my opportunity for the new now to be a part of who I am and what it is that I'm doing on an everyday basis. I'm excited. I cannot wait to take this journey with you. This is the Pink Pulpit, y'all. We are doing it, and we're doing it the gospel according to her. We have television that is coming. We have books. We have a new community. We have ministry opportunities. This is getting ready to be a season that is getting ready to take the Pink Pulpit podcast and the Pink Pulpit ministry tenant to a whole nother level. No longer are you going to be sitting on the sidelines. This is getting ready to be a place where you'll be able to get ordained. You'll be able to get licensed. You're going to be able to walk into a new season, and it's going to be permanent. It's going to stick and it's going to stay. I'm excited. Can you tell? I count it a privilege and an honor that I don't take lightly. But I'm holding myself to a whole nother level this year. I'm getting ready to hold you to a whole nother level this year. And in your pulpit, you're getting ready to dominate. In your pulpit, you're getting ready to level up. In your pulpit, you're getting ready to be new, and better. Until next time, remember, this is the gospel according to her, where we speak life into every area of our lives. Go out. I want you to shine in the pulpit of life. We're going to learn. We're going to lean in. We're going to level up. This is getting ready to be an incredible year, you guys. And whatever pulpit you're in, know this. I want you to shout it loud. I'm doing it. The gospel according to her. I'm Lady Nicole Green. Let's take this journey together. Share this with a friend. Share this with a family member. Let's build our audience. Let's build this community. And let's make new permanent.
Tune in next week for the Pink Pulpits podcast, The Gospel According to Her. Be sure to like, follow, share, and subscribe to this amazing weekly podcast with your host, Lady Nicole Green. That's right, the Pink Pulpits podcast, The Gospel According to Her.